It's your girl Ashley Alexander. Now, as usual, I have been away. I have been on tour. I am really sorry. I have not been here in a minute. But you know it's the end of the year, and you know I have to do my top 10 list. Now, everybody's list is different. You can judge mine as you like. I can judge yours. But still, here's my list. Now, this go round, I had kind of different criteria. So please don't hate me. Some of them I had a cross and I had a tie for like 2 spots. And that's only because of 2 different things, and I can explain it when it's time. But my criteria this year was kind of different. It was more about what I really listened to entirely through the year, or like, you know, once it came out through the remainder of the year. Because if you don't know what day it is as of right now, it is days away from New Year's Day. So it's about what I've listened to through the entire year, what albums were good as a whole and had good singles, and what was I excited to potentially see live. All right, you guys, number 10, A Tribe Called Quest. We got it from here. Thank you for your service. I mean, I'm always excited when any of my favorite groups that I was growing up with comes up with anything. Their timing was perfect. They talked about my homegirl Bree Newsome on the album. Shout out to Breezy. And they have Fife on it. So, you know, my heart went out to it all. The album is really good. I love more than 5 songs. There's a lot of tracks too. And Bus is on it. Everybody wins. Number 9, Bond Street District, A Church on Vulcan. Now, Bond Street District, if you haven't heard of them yet, is a Baltimore, Maryland-based band who is the shit, okay? Go check it out, A Church on Vulcan. I'm not gonna snitch to tell you more, you just go check it out yourself. Number 8, Greenspan, Never Gonna Die. Another artist from Maryland. See, I told you this year was different, but these 2 albums, Bond Street and Greenspan's album, Never Gonna Die, got me through this year. So, go find on Spotify, Greenspan's Never Gonna Die. Go find on Spotify, Bond Street District, Church on Vulcan. Let's keep it trucking. Number 7, Anderson .Paak, Malibu, and No Worries. You're not gonna make me pick. I'm not going to pick. They both made this year amazing for me. I am really having a hard time picking just one, and I'm not gonna do it. Fingers crossed to the Grammys, my brother. You did a great job this year. Number 6, Radiohead, Heart-Shaped Pool. Duh, I'm a humongous Radiohead fan. Quality album. Plus, if you've watched Westworld, you've kind of seen that they've brought a rehash of their old stuff recently. The new album is great. Condolences to Tom York on behalf of what has happened to him recently. My prayers are with you. That album is amazing. Number 5, Isaiah Rashad's The Sun's Tirade. So, yeah. My friends put me onto it. I was kind of ignoring it for maybe a couple weeks, and then it consumed my whole rest of the fall. I mean, everywhere I've been on that bus, everywhere I've gone in every city, I've pretty much played like B-Day and A Lot and AA and Stuck in the Mud like I've never heard him before. Shout outs to Isaiah Rashad, because I did like Sylvia and I really do like Sun's Tirade. So TDE, once again, they won with that. Number 4, Lemonade from Beyonce. You won, bitch. Number 3, Untitled Unmastered by Kendrick Lamar. Don't forget, that came out in January on some trick questioning kind of stuff. So that album completely started my year. That album reigned with me through the year. And in fact, if it pops up on your shuffle, you almost would forget that that happened this year. But there is truly some quality songs that are on that album. I was really glad he came out with it. The timing was perfect. Number 2, Schoolboy Q, Blank Face. Straight up. It was my album of the summer. It had so many hits. It had so much stuff that cranked. I absolutely loved it. Now, before we get to number 1, before I say that, let me give you the honorable mentions. King did it this year, and congrats to the Grammy nomination. I pray you get it. J. Cole, I'm not the biggest J. Cole fan, and I was kind of surprised that I am slathering that. I mean, She's Mine Part 1 and 2. What we talking about? Number 3, Deftones, Gore. I love the Deftones. They had an amazing tour this year, and they had one hell of an album. So for my honorable mentions, thank you to you guys. And let's not forget Blonde, because you did help me get through this year, Frank Ocean. Thanks, buddy. But number 1. Number 1's broken up in 2 different ways. I have no choice. I tried. But 1B, Into 2017, Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love. I love it. I love it. If you haven't seen the review, I'm a fucking fiend for him. I love it. But most importantly this year was What Is 1A. So I'll tell you this much. The album came out on Valentine's Day. I had a very bad Valentine's Day this year. A good friend of mine who I love dearly got me this album that day for me to hear. And while I sat in a car, upset, mad about Valentine's Day, the first song I heard was Ultralight Beam. Now, as the year went by, all I wanted to do was get a ticket to see Kanye this year. That was really what I wanted. As it worked out, I was fortunate this year, and I went on tour with Slipknot. So, let me first say, before I get to this, thank you to Live Nation for everything wonderful that they have given me this year, and thank you to Kelly and Becky and Crystal and Nick and the rest of the gang at Live Nation and VIP Nation. You guys have literally given me a once-in-a-lifetime life, and no one can take that from me, so thank you all. To Slipknot, I have to thank Of Mice and Men and their team, Marilyn Manson and his camp, and my family at Slipknot. You guys showed me how a real band does this. So I am always going to be enamored by the fact that I got to be in the close proximity of a band that I loved growing up. I will never ever have that erased. My dad got to see Slipknot in all of its glory. I got to ask a bajillion questions to people that I genuinely admire, and I got to spend my first tour ever with a person who was like my tour friend to the end since I was a kid. I got to spend my first tour in the company of him. So Yeti, I have to thank you as well for making sure that I had fun and I was safe and I did everything I wanted to, and I got to live everything how I wanted to because I knew nothing of how this tour stuff goes. But in the middle of Slipknot, while we were in Toronto, I knew that Kanye's tour didn't have a VIP. And I asked my boss on email, I know how this goes, but can I have Kanye, please? And she goes, sure. I told you days ago. And then I cried. And I cried, and I cried. Now fast forward, I'm on the St. Pablo tour. That's what I've been doing for the rest of the summer and all of this fall. And we come back to Toronto to the exact same spot where I got the offer from when I was with Slipknot. And Kanye's in his room, which his room is the room where I got the word, where I cried over hoping I would get to be seeing the show. So 25 plus some odd shows later, dreams come true. I always say it to people, try to do your best for yourself and do your best for others. But for me, this year, the album has to go to Kanye for The Life of Pablo. So, with everything that comes with that, and everything that came with that, I have to give a very sweet and special shout out to them, to the ladies that I met on that tour. You all completely made all of this worth it. You all are the sweetest, most funniest, hardest working people I've ever known in my life. So to the women that I met who became my friends, you all are stuck with me. You all are great people. To the men that I met, thank you for making sure I knew how to have fun, how to travel these cities, and how to have the best conversations with the best people on the best buses on the planet. To the Bambi bus, and to the people that I lived with, I have to thank you all specifically for making sure that I was smiling every single day. And I love you guys in particular because we live together and I've never been so lucky to have so many wonderful people around. So this year has been a lot, and Kanye has helped me get through a lot. And so to Mr. West and to everybody in his management and his team, thank you again for letting me experience this show. I am a diehard Kanye fan, and you can never take away from me the fact that I heard Flashing Lights every day for about 3-4 months. You can't take it from me, and no one can erase it. I will never get the looks of my friends' faces seeing the show out of my mind or my memory forever. I know more people whose lives were changed because of it than not. So whatever comes in 2017 and however you feel about anything else, so be it. All I really care about at this point is knowing that I lived 2016 as happily as I could in the midst of everything devastating that was going on. So, to your 2017, please be better to yourself and be better for yourself and be better to others. That is all you can do in this life. Work as hard as you can, and if it doesn't pan out, still just try. Believe me, all I've tried to do is try, and I got what I wanted. And that is really what 2016 brought. So, from your girl Ashley Alexander, who you can check out on @AlwaysAA on Instagram, and from this little buddy, who's way more popular than I'll ever be, Bat Buddha, Bad Buddha on Instagram as well. We wish you the most amazing new year. We hope you have the best time on New Year's and be safe, whatever it is that you intend to do. And obviously, we're gonna be here getting weird and kicking ass come 2017. So I don't know what 2017 is gonna bring. I know he's gonna be here and I know you're gonna be here. So we're all gonna ride this out together and see how it goes, all right? All right, buddy, well, we did it. So, Yeezy, I'm out.